I'm Kate Hahn with TV Guide Magazine and TV Insider, and we are speaking with the cast of Up Here, a bold new romantic comedy musical.
Nice pants.
Thanks. They're new. I mean, they're not new. I've worn them a lot. I wear them a lot.
Well, sounds like they have a very rich history. Are you waiting for the bathroom?
Actually, my roommate is... Well, she's having sex with a stranger in there, actually. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, should we go next? Sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to be funny. That was supposed to be a joke.
Mae Whitman, tell us how the title Up Here really goes to the heart of what this show is about.
Oh man, there honestly is so Up Here is such a brilliant title, and it took so much time for me to really understand all the different levels of it. I think, on the surface of it, it's literally like, up here, what is going on, and this whole show is about what is happening inside your head, what is happening inside other people's heads. You're so hungry for the information to know what they're thinking, but you don't even know what you're thinking. And sometimes you allow those voices inside your head to actually have you miss the thing that you've been looking for and that is right in your gut because you're so in your head about things. And I think that's a really big part about of what Up Here is like. We're so up here all the time. We live in this world where we're just stuck in our brains,
Well, tell us about your character, Lindsay, and why a musical is the best way to tell her story.
It's great to really know someone.
It's nice to think you really know someone.
But can you ever truly, deeply, really know someone?
Honestly, Lindsay to me is a character that I was really intrigued by because of her arc and her growth. I think it's always the mark of a really talented storyteller when A, you can be funny without being mean. B, there's really tangible growth in a character, and C, the character is able to speak naturally and there's what's on the surface and then there's everything underneath, and it's all said somehow in all the pieces that you're combining. And so I think Steven said something really smart on the panel, which is that he wanted to write something where you couldn't have the show without the songs because the story would be interrupted. And so I think that's something that we really wanted from the beginning. Is it wasn't look at this false thing. It was it's just a different way of expressing those inner moments and those fantasies we have in our heads, because we all have them, and so I think combining it with having the vulnerability of these terrible insecurities and feelings and voices in your head with kind of the fantastical notion of how wild your imagination can be is a really exciting and strange and complicated scenario.
Also, the drama of people shaking up their lives and taking risks on stuff, it necessitates the bigness of musical treatment,
Well, Carlos, tell us about your character, Miguel, and how he does shake up his life.
Well, I have so much sympathy for Miguel. The poor guy has really gone through it. We find him really struggling to trust, really struggling to put himself out there and lead with his vulnerability. And I think that's when he meets Lindsay, when all of his walls are up and he doesn't know how to relate to his reality in a healthy and authentic way. And so, it's like that Elizabeth Gilbert quote that Kristen was mentioning. I think in Lindsay, he finds the parts of himself that are looking for challenge and are looking to come out. And yeah, I love that about this story.
Well, also, you're very well known to the TV audience from the Arrowverse. And I'm wondering...
Yes.
A little bit.
Like it or not.
It's true.
He couldn't have gone anywhere with you without you there at the computer.
That's right. My mechanical engineering skills proved very handy.
Yeah.
Very useful. But I'm wondering if you took this role because it could bring out another side of you. You've done a lot of, musical theater on stage, and we're seeing you like this for the first time on TV. Talk about that transition from the Arrowverse to this.
The musical theater aspects of it felt very natural. It felt like a very seamless thing for me. It didn't feel like I had to dust off the old tap shoes or anything like that. It really just felt like I could just step into it and it could feel very natural. The most challenging part about it, honestly, was just bringing the necessary like vulnerability for this character and bringing truth to Miguel. Like that was, I think, really scary for the both of us. Just bringing that degree of like emotional transparency. It was really challenging. The musical stuff is like that's all fine. It's really just like bringing everything else with it, and really being there and giving truth to all that trauma that's living in his head.
We kind of like in real life, we kind of mirror each other in that way too, where you're like musical, yeah, sure, but the vulnerability, and I'm like, I'm the vulnerability queen, but I am so scared to do a musical. It's like, so I think it was funny because in real life sort of was like imitating art, where we both were giving each other these sort of like, like we were each other's cheerleaders in the areas that we weren't as comfortable in, and we created this like safe world for us to explore, and then kind of bring to the screen.
That just
smart,
occurred
right?
to me. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So I'd love to hear from both of you. Who are the inner voices in your heads? Because in this show, we actually see these characters' inner voices, their parents, their siblings, their friends. What about you guys? May? Carlos, whoever wants
You
to
go first. You have an answer.
I'm
I'm probably the number one, right?
Well, I was gonna say, I've been working with you for so long. You're one of the voices in my head now.
I hope I'm cool. Like, geez.
Yeah, you're the cool voice.
Chill, I'm the cool one.
Yeah, you're the voice that's like, relax,
Calm
take it
down,
easy.
sit down. Yeah, that's me.
Of course. But
We all need that voice.
Yeah,
We do.
thank you. I'm a big chiller, which is great in some situations. Sometimes you need a little bit of practicality, which is why Carlos is also a voice in my head where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't jump off this thing that it has no whatever, and I couldn't possibly, and I don't have a plan for the next. There's like,
I'm like, you should reconsider.
You should go ahead and make a list. But I mean, obviously, to me, I'm lucky enough that I've done so much therapy that most of the voices in my head that are belonging to other people are pretty supportive, and I've amassed a good team. I have a good team behind me. They're pretty supportive. Sometimes, a few things slip in there. They can't help it. But for the most part, I think I'm my own worst critic. And I'm actually thankful for the voices in my head because I can rely on them where I'm like, well, I mean, if these people love me, I can't be that bad.
Okay. Well, I'll close with this. Quickly, what's your favorite 1990s pop song? Because this is set in the 90s. The clothes are great. We're really embedded in that time period. Oh, am I putting you guys on the spot? Do you have a 90s song or something you love about the 90s?
Well,
we talk a lot about this, so it's hard. This is like the
so
most
hard.
extreme question we've been asking. I mean, one that we've been singing a lot lately around the set and whatnot is this. Is anything Selena? Or Selena?
Oh, Selena.
Selena.
Oh my God.
We're really
Selena.
into Selena. I could fall in love.
Oh my God.
That's
I
like
could fall in love.
dreaming
about you.
Yeah. Bidi Bidi Bum Bum.
Bidi Bidi Bum Bum. Como la flor.
The point is, we really sang a lot of Selena on set. She was a big part of our experience.
That was a big bonding agent.
And then we
for
also
us.
did scream some Celine Dion moments.
Oh, 100%.
way it is. There was a lot of that going on as well.
That is beautiful. Thank you for that extra performance. I
Just
really
a little.
Just for
First
you.
one's free. Next one's gonna cost you.
All right. May Whitman and Carlos Valdes, thank you so much for speaking with me. Can't wait to see more of your show. Everybody watch it. It is such a fun, uplifting show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.